Welcome to the Saturday Cup of Joe podcast. This podcast is dedicated to EAS employees of the U.S. Postal Service and members of the National Association of Postal Supervisors. So, pour yourself a cup of coffee and join us for today's episode. And now, here's your host, Robert Wakefield.
Good morning, Branch 32, and good morning, Naps family, wherever you are listening. Welcome to the Saturday Cup of Joe podcast presented by the Nashville Post Office Credit Union. I am your host, Robert Wakefield, the president of Branch 32. Thank you so very much. And we have another great show lined up for you, so go ahead and pour that cup of Joe and let's get this thing started. Let's go ahead and pour that first cup. Rain, shine, or snow, postal workers deliver every single day. And on National Postal Employee Appreciation Day, the Nashville Post Office Credit Union wants to say thank you to the people who keep our community connected. Join us on July 1st for Burgers and Hot Dogs, a community blood drive with a $10 gift card for every donor, and special giveaways, including $101 gift cards as we celebrate 101 years of serving our members. Come on out, grab a bite, give back, and let us appreciate you. The Nashville Post Office Credit Union, people helping people since 1925. And welcome to Caffeine and Coffee, our Saturday Cup of Joe series where we're talking with candidates who want to lead our association. And these conversations help you hear their vision straight from them. And today's guest is no stranger to the program. He has been on the Saturday Cup of Joe many times. He's my good friend. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Northeast Region Area Vice President. This is Dee Perez. Dee, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you very much. I appreciate being on.
Okay, so we've got you're running again for the Northeast Region Area Vice President. And what's interesting about your story is that you took the place of the great Tommy Roma when he passed away. So talk a little bit about that transition that you went through.
Well, it was an honor to serve with the legendary Tommy Roma as the New York area VP when Mr. Warden vacated the position, stepped up to become Secretary Treasurer. Mm-hmm. And I have known Tommy for many years, but when you're closer with him, working in tandem with him, you learn a lot, you pick up a lot, and you're constantly on the run learning things. And it's unfortunate he passed because I would have loved to see him vacate the seat and recommend me in San Francisco as his heir apparent.
Oh, yeah.
But it unfortunately didn't happen that way.
No, it didn't. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You go ahead.
No. It's been a process in learning for the past year and a half, but I think I adapted well to it, and I got my, everything together.
All right. Now, let me ask you this. What was the biggest difference between going from area vice president to a regional vice president?
Well, the biggest difference is that as a New York area VP, you're in charge of New York and Puerto Rico, obviously, and generally speaking, the concerns of the members in New York and Puerto Rico, U.S. Virgin Islands, that's what you're focusing on. That's the only thing you're allowed to be focusing on.
Right.
But now become regional VP, you add New York, Puerto Rico, U.S. Virgin Islands, in addition to the New England states and New Jersey, and you have people that you didn't met before calling you up, sending you emails. But luckily for me, I have two solid people that I can count on. In New England, Bill Austin runs his area, has a tight lid on his people, and he knows what's going on. Tony D in New Jersey, the same thing. So they've helped me help them.
Okay, so the transition was easy because you had some great leaders that helped you below you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome. So let me ask you this question here. Now, you're going to be running, this is the first time you've run a campaign, and I think as of right now, you're unopposed, but I'd like to know what your position is as far as what are some goals that you have if you're elected for the next 2 years.
Well, my goals is to be in contact with my members and improve membership. I've always taken on the membership credo to improve membership because membership is so vital to our success and our existence in NAPS. Most people don't understand how important it is. And when you look at the numbers nationally, 50, it could be 54, 57. I think it's like 54% nationally with 20 some odd thousand non-members or potential members. Mm-hmm. We have to do better than that.
Exactly.
And all that is get more people involved to understand why we are the better association. So that's number one. Number two, people know they can reach out to me. I work with their area VPs, meaning Bill Lawson, Tom Hughes in New York now, who took over my spot, Tony D in Jersey. And the four of us are in sync with most issues together on who's starting it. And when it gets to a certain level, I'll take over, pass the baton, however you want to call it, and we get things done.
Right.
That's not going to change. What I'd like to implement in my next, as a regional VP when I get elected, hopefully, I'm praying to God right now.
I love that.
would be to get my region in sync with more membership because the numbers aren't all that impressive when you take the three regions together. Mm-hmm. I know we can do better. I was just recently in New Hampshire, and Bill and his team had a great convention up there, and I did a presentation on membership, and I said, listen, I appreciate all the branch presidents who volunteer to lead a branch. And it's not so much about them, but it is to a point where they are the leader of the branch and they need to organize, whether it be with their executive board or their membership in their branch to go out and sign all these potential non-members.
Right.
And make them members.
You had a great, I remember you and I talked about this in an earlier podcast. You had a great method of getting new members in. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I had about 15 talking points on why we are the better association. Chuck Muldor has a slide that I use on my presentation on why we are the better membership, which is all things that were confirmed by the lawsuit that we won. I don't think 15 minutes is going to cover it perfectly, honest with you.
No.
We may have to do a series, part 1 through part 10, on why.
And that's a great idea. We could do that. We could just have you on and we could just talk about that. That's great. So if you're elected, your main goal, one of your main goals is going to be to increase membership in your region. Do you happen to know how many members are in the region right now?
Oh, we're talking about close to 6,000 people.
That's amazing.
But not only is the membership one of my, I don't put numbers on what my first thing, second thing, and third thing would be, right. Because first of all, what's going on in the field today is disgrace with the lack of dignity and respect. We always have to have dignity and respect. That's the move. If I need to put a number on it, we need to start there.
I agree.
Yes, we can call membership my second priority. The DDF fund that we have is second to none. Us handling cases is very important as well. There is a lot of things that are important that I don't think you can categorize as 1 through 3 or 4 or 5 because everything's important.
Right. So to talk a little bit about the dignity and respect thing, I love reading your articles in the Postal Supervisor magazine because you're still working, and so you see firsthand how this dignity and respect thing with supervisors and postmasters has basically gone out the window.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because, listen, I was brought up with dignity and respect, mm-hmm. and I think, and my generation is fading out. We're the last of the baby boomers.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
And I'm not saying that Generation X or any other generation isn't brought up the right way. I'm not saying that at all. But when it translates and you come into the post office, for some reason, people are disrespectful to each other, whether it be leadership to an EAS and vice versa, or both. And I can't wrap my head around it as to why. I constantly preach this: treat people how you want to be treated. number one.
That's exactly
and if
right.
someone's not treating you correctly, then you got to put them on notice. If you're on a Zoom meeting, hang up. They will call you, or you can call. I just had a situation yesterday where a district manager was critiquing a member. And I called, and he asked me, "Oh, Dee Perez is on," and I confirmed that the CRDO chief did say this, that he wants EASs to start with, he wants the first EAS in the building when the first clerk walks in. Okay, that's the way it has to be. That's what they want. Okay. Long story short, I followed up with the member conversation afterwards, and I explained to this person, he wasn't being disrespectful. He was very respectful. He was just asking questions and wondering why certain things weren't done.
Right.
So I said to this person, I said, what you got to do is compose yourself, take a walk, relax. Tomorrow you follow up with an email and you tell them, I'd like to speak to you. And you tell them that although they weren't disrespectful, that you made them feel uncomfortable being singled out, and that you have done things that were questioned that he wasn't aware of, that you already, tried to put that into play, but it didn't work out.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And truthfully speaking, the reason why I recommended that person to do that was because if you don't, and it's not a challenge, but if you don't voice your opinion to leadership on how you felt you were treated, sometimes they may not think that I did anything wrong.
Exactly. That's exactly right. And if you don't stand up for yourself, no one else is going to stand up for you.
Exactly. I mean, NAPS is always here to back you up 100%, but it starts with the person.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, we're going to wind this up, but before I let you go, I'm going to be asking every candidate this very important question. And the question is, do you drink coffee? And if you do you have cream and sugar in it? So how do you drink your coffee?
Venti skinny vanilla latte, please.
So you actually have a go-to. So you actually go to
Starbucks.
You have a Starbucks account.
Yes, I do.
That's so good.
I got the app and everything.
Oh my goodness! Well, that is just great. Well, yeah, that's a great question. It's Saturday Cup of Joe. We got to ask you if you drink coffee and if you like it with cream and sugar and all that good stuff. That's great stuff.
I am partial to Cuban lattes.
Okay.
Which is café con leche.
Okay. I don't know what that is, but it sounds fantastic. Okay.
Coffee and milk.
Coffee and milk. Okay.
There you go. Actually, Robert, to be correct, it's steamed milk with a couple of shots of coffee.
Okay. I love that. All right. We have had the Northeast Region Area Vice President, Dee Perez. Dee, thanks so much for being on Caffiene and Candidates today.
Oh, hey, Robert, one real quick.
Sure.
It's my pleasure. One real quick message to everybody out there listening. I tell it the way it is, the good, bad, and the ugly. We're all adults. We got to deal with it.
There you go. That's beautiful. Thanks so much, Dee. Thanks for being on the program today, buddy.
You're welcome. Stay well.
The bell is about to ring on a brand new school year, and our local classrooms could use a little extra boost. At this year's Back to School Bash, we're coming together to support the students and the educators who make our community stronger. You can help by donating the essentials our kids need the most: crayons, glue sticks, pencils, and paper. Your generosity makes a world of difference for a child walking into class prepared and confident. Let's start the school year right together. The Nashville Post Office Credit Union, people helping people since 1925. And for our second cup, let's talk about the obscure holidays that are taking place this week in June. That's right, June 13th, that's today, and it's National Weed Your Garden Day. That sounds like something that I don't want to celebrate, but there you go. It's National Weed Your Garden Day. Tomorrow is not only Flag Day, June the 14th, but it's also Monkey Around Day. So that would be a fun day to be a part of. You can, on the 15th, you can celebrate National Prune Day, because National Prune Day is celebrated on the June the 15th. But perhaps my favorite day of the month will be June 16th, because that's Fresh Veggies Day. So visit your local farmer's market and get you some fresh veggies because, let's face it, stale veggies aren't as good. Finally, let's see, on the 17th, we have Global Garbage Man Day, and then on the 18th, we have International Panic Day. Oh, these days are really, really incredible. I don't know if we should be celebrating some of these or not, but there you go. That's what they are. So that is all for the second cup. My thanks to Dee Perez for being on today's program. We really do appreciate him talking with us in our series called Caffiene and Candidates. He is running for the Northeast Region Area Vice President. So it's always a pleasure to talk to Dee. Thank him for being on today. And thank you for listening. Because without you listening, I wouldn't be doing this podcast. So be sure to share it. Be sure to like it. Go to YouTube. Like it on YouTube. We're counting YouTube subscribers now. So subscribe to the channel. We're very, very happy about it. We're very pleased with it. It's Naps Branch 32. You'll find that on YouTube. But you'll find this podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Spotify, Apple, you name it. There's a ton of them out there. Be sure to share this podcast with all of your friends. Thanks so much for listening to the Saturday Cup of Joe podcast presented by the Nashville Post Office Credit Union. And remember, every great weekend starts with a great cup of Joe. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for tuning in to the Saturday Cup of Joe podcast. Please note that the views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of Robert Wakefield and do not necessarily reflect the views of the National Association of Postal Supervisors. We welcome your questions and comments, so send those to SaturdayCupofJoe@gmail.com.